Honestly, it's crazy how much tech is built into some of the smart GPS golf rangefinders these days. For a couple years, I was feeling like rangefinders were a little bit of a commodity. And then this year, everything changed, lots of cool stuff has been coming out, and there's a lot of very interesting products that have integrated GPS features directly into the device. But does that mean it's better, and should you buy one of them? And if so, which one should you get? Today, we're gonna answer all of those questions. I'm gonna highlight 5 of the best GPS smart rangefinders on the market. I'm gonna compare and contrast them. We're gonna talk about the pros and the cons. I'm gonna tell you what price you should be looking out for to get these and help you figure out which one, if any of them, are right for you. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so first, what is a smart GPS rangefinder? Essentially, most of these are traditional laser rangefinders. You look through the thing, you hit the button, it tells you how far away the flag is. But when we talk about a smart rangefinder or a GPS rangefinder, there are built-in GPS capabilities that not only allow you to use a laser to get the distance, but it will use GPS data to give you even more data. So most of these features are similar to what you're going to find in a GPS watch or even a GPS app on your phone. You'll be able to get distances to the front, middle, back of the green. Oftentimes, you'll get a GPS overlay so you can get hazard distances. Sometimes you might be able to keep score, but how this information is displayed and exactly what information is displayed really depends on the type of unit, because all of the rangefinders I mentioned today all do this in a slightly different way. And the reality is the way each of them does it, each one won't necessarily be for everybody. So you might love the concept on one, but not like others. And so we're gonna talk a little bit about that. That being said, for all of the benefits and all the cool tech that come along with these GPS rangefinders, there are some drawbacks as well. For one, most of these are USB-C charging. So if you're someone who forgets to charge your devices, or you don't want to have to go charge your rangefinder every few rounds, that might be a little bit of a deal breaker. Although I will say this is becoming less of an issue as battery life is getting better on these types of units. Another drawback is added complexity. With some of these, you're gonna have to pair it to an app, which is one more thing to manage throughout the round. With any of these, you'll have to spend a little bit more time starting the round as you find your course and you select your tees and you go through and you do all the information. So if you're someone who doesn't like added complexity or added technology, or you just like to focus on the round and nothing else, then these GPS devices probably aren't the right fit for you. All that to say, you probably already know which camp you fall into, and you may just be wondering, well, which one should I buy and which one's the best and which one's right for me? So let's start talking about that. So the first one is this, the Voice Caddie SL3. This is a $599 laser rangefinder that is awesome. It's one of the best looking rangefinders out there. It's extremely accurate, has great optics, and it's got this built-in GPS screen right here. You can use it without having to pair it to an app. It gives you GPS yardages, it gives you hole overviews, it gives you green contour data. It does a whole lot of cool stuff. But at 600 bucks, it's a lot of money, especially considering this exists. This is the Voice Caddie SL2, and for all intents and purposes, it's the same device. It's got the same laser, it's got the same screen. The SL3 has some extra green contour and green slope features, but aside from that and some slight aesthetic changes, they are the same. Now, this one, $599. This one retailed when it came out for $549. Right now, you can get it on their website for $399, but there is a link below to get special Breaking 80 pricing. This is the only way you can get this pricing, $259. That is one of the most insane values out there. Not going to be for everybody. Some people aren't going to like this screen. Some people just want a regular traditional rangefinder, or some of you might prefer the GPS capabilities of some of the other devices we're going to talk about. But in terms of sheer value, this is about as good as it gets. So I will link to my full review that I just did comparing those two products below. But if you're in the market for a smart rangefinder and you want the best deal out there, this is probably going to be it. Hey, real quick, I just want to make it clear, if you click any of the links below, I will get an affiliate commission. If you think that makes me biased or you don't trust me because of that, I totally understand that. But I just want you to know, I do not care whether or not you buy any of these products. My whole goal here is just to share my unbiased experience with all of these products so that you can find the best one for your needs. But if you did find this video helpful and you do decide to buy one of these products, I would be genuinely appreciative of you clicking the links. It helps support me, it helps support this channel, and allows me to continue making videos like this for you. All right, back to it. So let's talk about the other one I think you probably shouldn't get, and that is this. This is the Garmin Z82. It has now been out for over 4 years. It still retails for $599, and it might be the most high-tech rangefinder of all of these. It's the only rangefinder on this list that isn't a traditional rangefinder in the sense that there's no optical glass. When you're looking through here, you're actually looking into a screen. It's very similar to what you would find on a mirrorless camera. But what's so cool about it is on that screen, you get all kinds of data. You get all of the GPS hole maps, you get hazard data, you get distances, you can keep score in here. The amount of information and the amount of data that it gives you in here is absolutely insane. And if you're like a tech gadget geek and like the idea of that excites you, then you should go get this. There's honestly no other rangefinder out there like this, and it is super cool. But because there is so much stuff in here, when I use it, I end up spending so much time doing this and scrolling through menus and looking at stuff, like it just takes you away from the game in a way that I don't really prefer. Also, this is one that you're gonna have to charge pretty much every round or two. Because it's been out for a few years, it doesn't benefit from a lot of the battery capabilities that have advanced in some of the other models. And it's not even USB-C, it's a USB mini connection, which really starts to show its age. So all that to say, for as cool as this is, it's not going to be for most people. But don't worry, I've got a solution for you. That would be this. This is the Garmin Approach Z30. This is the latest smart rangefinder from Garmin, and honestly, of all the ones in this list, it's probably the one I personally enjoy using the most. So this is a traditional rangefinder. So you look in it, you've got optical glass, you're not looking at a screen, and you pair it with the Garmin app to get GPS data. So on its most basic, what you're gonna do is you pair it with the app, you shoot the flag, and then it's going to give you a distance from the flag to the back of the green, and then a distance from the flag to the front of the green. So it might say 16 on top and 4 on front. That means the flag is going to be 4 yards from the front of the green and 16 yards from the back of the green. Other GPS devices will just show you the yardage to the front and back, but the way this displays it relative to where the pin actually is that day, I find really, really useful. But you shouldn't buy this just for those features. The person who should buy this is the person who religiously wears a Garmin golf watch on the course. Because what you'll also do is you will pair this with your watch. In my experience, you do that once, and then anytime you start a round of golf on your watch, you start using this, it automatically connects and works seamlessly. Like, it works really, really well. But here's where it gets cool. So you shoot the flag, and then you can go to your watch and you can see the green, and it will mark where the pin is on the green. So it has a GPS mapped green. You can then see front, back, all the information you would see from a typical GPS, but you will also see exactly where the flag is currently on your watch because of what you shot here. That is incredibly cool, but it gets even better. As you work your way up the hole, it will remember where the flag is. So you can get yardages on your watch directly to where the pin is on that day, no matter where you go on that hole. I will say I've occasionally run into issues with this where it doesn't get it on the green in the exact right spot, but it's usually pretty close, and it's also not the fastest of all the rangefinders. Sometimes it takes a couple seconds to get that GPS data, but if you use a Garmin watch, using this rangefinder is honestly like magic. And this is one that ever since I got it, I've kept it in my bag. Even when I'm reviewing other ones, I still like to pull this out just because it's so cool to see the data on my watch. At $399, it's definitely not the cheapest rangefinder out there, and I wouldn't expect to see too many significant sales on this. You might see it come down a little bit over the holidays, but of all the companies out there, Garmin is definitely one that doesn't put their stuff on sale as much as others. So if it appeals to you, keep an eye out during the holidays, but otherwise, I would just go out and get this because the tech is super cool. And finally, we have this. This is the Precision Pro Titan Elite, and this might be the best GPS golf rangefinder for most people. So this is one you will pair it with the Precision Pro app, and then as you are looking through the rangefinder, it will give you a distance to the front of the green as well as the back of the green. Being able to easily get that GPS data along with the actual shot laser yardage is just super convenient. They took all of the best features of their flagship NX10 rangefinder as well as their older R1 GPS rangefinder. They combined them into one to make this. And the result is a well-built, reliable, accurate rangefinder that I just really enjoy using. So after I originally did my review of the SL2, I've had a number of people ask me, should I get the SL2 or the Titan Elite? And honestly, it depends a little bit. On paper, the SL2 really is better. It's got a much higher retail price, it's got that dual OLED display, it's got the built-in screen. It really is a nice device. But as far as just a regular, standard, traditional rangefinder, I've always liked the Titan Elite. It's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit heavier, so it feels more stable. And just shooting everything, it feels rock solid, has a really nice vibration, and being able to quickly get that GPS data to the front and back of the green through the viewfinder, I really like. Having the screen here is one of those things that it's kind of a love or hate it thing. I think for me, I personally prefer having it in the viewfinder, even though I'm getting less data from it. Whereas in some ways, the Garmin is the best of both worlds, where I can get that data from the flag to the front and back in the viewfinder, and then get all the additional data on my watch. But between these two, it really comes down to, do you like the extra features and the extra information? and are you okay with having the screen right here? Or do you really just like getting everything you need in the viewfinder and being able to go on your way? The other consideration is obviously price. The Titan Elite is $399. I would expect to maybe see 50 bucks come off that, maybe a little bit more for Black Friday, but I honestly don't think it's gonna get anywhere near that $259 price of the SL2. So when it comes to value, I mean, like, this is it. When it comes to usability, just as a rangefinder, I do think that I like using this more personally, but do I like using it an extra $140 more? Probably not. So all that to say, if you get any of these GPS smart rangefinders, like you're gonna be fine. These are all great devices. I love all of these. I have used all of these extensively. If you're looking for the best combo of features and value, definitely get the SL2. That deal is insane. If you're looking for the best like traditional rangefinder experience with some added GPS data thrown in, I would go with the Precision Pro. And if you use a Garmin watch, then just go get the Garmin Z30 because the experience is like magic. If you have any questions about any of these and how they compare to each other or any other rangefinder out there, I've probably tested more rangefinders than any person on the planet. Like, I never thought that was what I was gonna be known for, but here we are. So if you have questions, drop a comment below. I'll do my best to answer every single one. And if you're still not sure which one is right for you, go take our 30-second quiz. You're gonna answer a few questions around what you were looking for, and then I'm going to give you my best recommendation based on your needs. My name is Sean Ogle. I'm the founder of this thing here at Breaking 80, and if you got some value out of this, maybe hit the subscribe button. That would help me out a ton. Do thumbs up, all those things, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.